With the 6th anniversary coming to an end, nothing hurts me more than saying goodbye to the thing that has graced Langrisser, and also my crystals and vouchers. So with this upcoming update that's coming to Global Langrisser, I've taken notice on my other video about looking at the upcoming characters, who are Alia and Ilia. But only one of them I would like to retract my statement about. Ilia. At first, I wasn't convinced that Alia was like all too special. I thought she was mediocre at first, and some of you guys probably thought that I was crazy. So once I found out that Alia was coming soon, I immediately started digging some info about her and seeing some gameplay. And then after a few videos, I immediately started flipping out after all that. Because my goodness, is she crazy. She's magic who's part of the glowy princess origin faction that can be either mage or holy class. Her talent increases her damage at the end of action, can summon an angel of justice at her location. After allies within 3 blocks around the angel engage in combat, heals their own HP. If there's already an angel on the field, can move its location, which has a cooldown before it can be used again. The angel's zone is considered to be within range of the hero's skills and soldiers can attack with. At the end of action, if in one circle around the angel, gain 1 stack of psychic perception. Angel gets +2 more range, int increase, damage skill cooldown is reduced by 1 turn. That stacks, by the way. Stacks 5 times. Let's do some math. What's 5 times 2? That's right, 10. 10 range! Like, are you serious? I'm losing my mind right now. Like, who could rival that? Her pressure game is gonna be so on point. Her 1C allows a single unit to gain 1 stack of blessing that offers 1 immunity to debuffs. For each stack, more additional stacks is applied up to 5. Afterwards, can act again 2 blocks. The 2C here, if she has 2 or more stacks of perception, while enemies within of the angel moves, they spend 1 additional mobility. It's a skill that can be used on herself or the angel to deal AoE damage to enemies within 5 blocks and teleports them away 3 blocks. Her 3C has a passive where allies within 2 blocks of the angel, defense and magic defense are increased, and she has a revive, but when that is triggered, the angel and perception is removed. It's a single target skill where killing an enemy brings 1 stack of perception. At the end of the skill, all allies within range of the angel receives 2 stacks of blessing, which is the thing that you first saw from her 1C skill. So, what makes her so great? Well, I'm sure you guys can tell by now, her range. Her range is part of that, as well as that skill cooldown on top of being a very strong magic attacker. Without any tanks, you'll easily be pressured by her when she gets going. There is an indicator that does show its range, which only truly benefits from her single target skill, as her AoE is self-range, in case you guys are worried about that. So you kind of want to treat this as like Michelle's clone and Sagani's owl, if you guys are aware of that, which is like on a whole different level. She truly won't be bothered by any debuffs thanks to getting immunities to all of it, because that's a thing that she gets for some reason. So she does provide a small bit of support, but that revolves around playing the angel, which some characters may not like. Her biggest drawback is her wanting to be at 5 stars, so that she gets more range, more skill cooldown, and even bigger damage. The 2 ways that I can really see you dealing against her is either 1, rush, so that she doesn't ramp up in time, 2, have a tank, to prevent being pressured by her. So yeah, in PvP, she's going to be phenomenal. Mainly going to be there to overwhelm the opponent with the consistent attacks from afar. Even her teleport AoE is a nice addition since there are some characters who are immune to displacement effects. A nice get away from me tool. In PvE, you got the same reason. She can totally be brain dead by constantly spamming her 3C from far away and never being truly in danger. Only bad part is just building up her talent and just her wanting to be at 5 stars. The other twin we'll be looking at is Alia. She is the lesser version. In fact, I only found 1 video about Alia out there, and it's for good reasons. She's magic who's part of the glowy princess origin faction that can be only holy class. Her talent increases her damage. She starts off with 3 types of lucky effects, 1 being luck. After her action ends, heals allies within 2 blocks. Number 2, strong luck, increases attack and int. 3, it says luck 2 right here, but I'm pretty sure it could be great luck. Don't know how Global is gonna interpret it though. But with great luck, you get a random buff at the end of turn. Each type of lucky effect can exist for a max of 3 stacks at a time. At the start of every round, receives 1 random lucky effect. If she has 2 or more lucky effects of the same type, then she gets +2 range. If 3, then the cooldown of all of her damage skills are fully refreshed. I hope that you guys can see where we're going at with Alia here, and why you might not see people use her. Her luck is nothing but RNG, even with some of her skills helping out too, like her onesie skill. There's a choice between 3 different skills. It is used to get a random lucky effect equal to the amount of luck spent on the skill. Fortune heals 50% HP, consumes up to 3 luck, and heals more based on the amount. Strong Fortune increases attack and int by 50% for 2 turns, consumes up to 3 strong luck, each stack boosts by 5%. Fortune 2, which should be Great Fortune, applies 1 random buff lasting for 2 turns, consumes up to 3 great luck, each stack applies additional random buffs. Using any of these, she can act again and the movement is the remaining mobility that was left. While all of that is nice, what I really wish is that it can be used on more allies for like each stack. Like let's say that you have 3 stacks of this, right? And then you go ahead and use it. So if I want to heal like my other teammates, based on her luck, she's able to use it 3 separate times instead of like just on one person. That would have been a bit of a game changer in my opinion. Her 2C is a single target skill that heals 30% damage dealt. If there's 2 or more of the same lucky effects, 20% of the enemy's magic defense is ignored. I think Dark Reaper is actually like 10% better than this. No, actually make that 30% better because you have to rely on the luck for even more damage. Her 3C has a passive where if she has 3 or more lucky effects of the same type, the enemy cannot counterattack. It's a single target skill. After battle, can move 1 block for each lucky effect that she has. At the end of action, can choose to receive 1 additional luck and it won't be replaced or consumed for 2 turns. Considering all that we read, Alia is truly all about luck, and it's just so terrible. It's not a good look, even with her skills helping her out. Thankfully, they can be used frequently, even with the range, like, it's not too bad, I feel like. And even then, if you do get that up, what do you even do with it? Even though that she does have like Holy Word, her 3C being strong as well, being like a hit and run thing, but she's still competing against other mages that does so much more better without having to really put up with an annoying gimmick. I feel like the one thing that would change her is her 1C being allowed on allies and just being used separately each time based on the amount of luck that she has. I only saw one gameplay of her that I could find, so I'm not entirely sure if that's the case, but I'm just reading it and it doesn't really seem like that's the case. But if that was a thing that she could do, I feel like it would make her stand out just a bit more. The exclusive equipment here is a helmet for Tabres. When an enemy attacks and damages an ally, they get a stack of Dark Feather. When using a skill to initiate a fight, the skill cooldown is reduced for each stack of Dark Feather the enemy has. Really good. The only real way that she was ever going to apply these is if she approaches or uses 1C an ally and have them approach, or another way is if your teammate dies, which then applies 2 stacks of these Dark Feathers, which ends up setting up for her 2C skill. So having this means that she doesn't have to engage or truly sacrifice a teammate to make full use of her gameplay. You know, because if an enemy rolls up to you and let's say a teammate survives, then Tabres can make full use of her talent. For the casting skills, these one I'm very excited about, except for this first one here, which is Yulia. She gets an extra mobility if her HP is 70% HP and above. I mean, it's semi-good, but it is very underwhelming. There should have been something else added. I just can't be convinced that they just were alright with this. No, not like I don't want to believe it. I don't know what to think of what they could add. Like, maybe like she does like extra healing for other allies if she's above that HP threshold. I don't understand this. I don't know what was going on. Second is Kirika. Now here is where the exciting part begins. When using her 1C skill, if she has 4 talent stacks, she can act again. When using her 3C, the cooldown of it is reduced by each enemy hit. Very OP for how much that she can zone the map. Definitely worth it if you're considering it. Third is Sonia. Both the buff and debuff from her last a turn longer. Dual target range is increased to the entire map. When using her second 3C, if the enemy with duel is hit, they lose control for 1 turn. A very much needed buff. In this day and age, her 3C not being range restricted is going to be huge. Compared to last time where we didn't have as much crazy characters and just like even the regular content too, I believe. If you guys don't know, duel makes it so that the enemy can only target Sonia. In PvE, the enemy will just do less damage, so it's very worthwhile to get. Last but not least, Excella. This one I'm really hurt by. After using her onesie skill, right? Guaranteed to get escalation, that thing increases her crit rate by 100% and has skilled cooldown. And at the again, but when she does this, right? She cannot move. Why? Why did they do this? It's the same thing with Yulia. I don't get it. I mean, just look at Kirika. Something like this makes sense for Kirika since she has like massive range. But for Excella, who wants to be mobile, who is just like a normal attacker, I don't understand. Just let her move 3 blocks. What's wrong with that? Long games, you guys are making my head hurt. But overall though, I am very excited that we're finally getting the Shining Force buffs at long last. This was the update that CN had the rerun of them, so these buffs came along with them, whereas the other servers got it really early. So it just felt really strange that people like the global server just had them out of nowhere, whereas in CN, it made sense at that time. With some of the interesting banners that should be coming, got this blue-haired guy who Isolde needs for bonds. Tabres is also there too if you're interested in her, plus her exclusive equipment will be available to pick up. Then a Destiny banner that has Precia. She is needed by some well-known characters like Andriel, Isolde, and Virelia, and another character that will be coming in the next major update. As for the content that should be coming, the Endless Voyage, always hype for it. The Rune Workshop, get a free equipment from this, and get a preset enchant of the equip that you want. And that is really all that I know for now that we'll probably get. You know, Global does its own thing. The only thing I could really mention that CN got is a login event, and the other stuff that they got most likely won't come to Global. So we'll just have to wait and see. So far, these are the only things that I know that we'll be getting. With the new skins that should be arriving, the Echo Light for both Alia and Ilia. Both of them look very nice. I'm rocking the design on Ilia though. The aesthetics of it just makes her look very cool. With season 19 coming to an end, that means a champion skin will be coming out, which is for Awakener. Which, it's crazy work, I'll tell you that. So with season 20 approaching, the gold skin for Jessica, and the silver skin for the Wilder Expedition Archer Soldier. Quite neat, both of them. I like it a lot. Very tame. And while I don't mention rerun, but I feel like it's fair to point them out since people might be looking forward to them, which are the spring theme skin for Mew, Rosalia, and Liana. These are the reruns that I can officially confirm. Then, we should be getting a martial auto skin for Amadeus. Alright, so that was about everything, if not most everything that the global side of Langrisser should expect in this update. Since this is global that we're talking about, some things could change, some things could be added. It's just how they operate. But if you guys know me, I'm gonna be having a good time with the Endless Voyage. Ilia sadly can't really compete with anyone, but is still a very niche character if you want to try to use her, though her sister takes the spotlight for sure. She's on a whole nother level. She's insane in wherever that you want to take her. Has an incredible DPS, godly range, spammable 3C. I'm also very excited for the Shining Force buffs. I think they're very great. I even casted them, started them up, so I can't wait to try them out. I really can't believe that they did Excella dirty. I don't know what was going on. But yeah, overall though, I'm really looking forward to this update. But that is all I got. If you guys did enjoy this video, feel free to like, subscribe, want to see more, and feel free to let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about this update. So yeah, thanks for watching. Your fellow Z.